right, we are back. So, um, this is Post-14er. What did you think?
Well, for the record, first of all, when you had mentioned, oh, let's do a 14er in Colorado, you're telling someone from Miami, like, what the fuck is a 14er, first of all? So I had no idea. I was like, sure, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. It was. It
But,
was.
uh, but yeah, it was definitely a challenge.
It was no joke.
It was no joke.
It was. I actually looked up Rainbow Mountain. I don't know why I thought it was 15,000, but it was 17,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why it hurt so much. But this one was very difficult. So I guess we
What
should
was
start
it?
from the
What
beginning.
was the difference between now that you experienced both?
Well, I think it's
Because you
hard
have like
to.
different factors. You have the heat. You have the temp, like the
Yeah,
environment.
Rainbow Mountain was cold, but I also was like, I had food poisoning, I believe. So it's hard to
Mm.
really think about the differences. I mean, they were both difficult. I feel like this one. So we'll start from the beginning because there was a couple factors. So we arrived, and literally the next day we had the 14er,
Mm-hmm.
right? We had to wake up at 4 a.m., which was rough, but we did it. And then we
Mm-hmm.
drove out there, and as we get to the trailhead, we quickly realize
Oh my
that our
god.
car is not an all-wheel drive, and I kind of knew this, and I kind of read this in the app.
You did?
Well, they said that the trail up there is a pretty rough road,
Right.
and you think rough road, it's like you got an SUV, you think you can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we arrive. So there's two parking lots. There's one at the bottom of the trailhead, or I would say the bottom of the road. Then there's like this 3 mile road going up to the mountain, and then there's another parking lot up there. To get
Mm-hmm.
up there, though, you need an all-wheel drive. We did not get an all-wheel drive, and we found out real quick when we got there
Mm-hmm.
that our car most likely cannot handle this. And it was funny.
And we had a second warning too. The guy in the plane, the one sitting next to me, he
Yes.
told me, he's like, make sure your car is in
That's right. So you sat next to
yeah.
somebody because we
And
sat
I
on
was
separate
like, boom,
chairs.
second warning. But
Yeah,
no, we didn't take it.
yeah. You met someone from Colorado that did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at that point, we already had like our rental. We already had like the SUV, and we're thinking. I think we had like a Dodge Journey, which I've never seen that car before. But
Mm-hmm.
anyhow, we get there and we finally look at the road, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah, we're like, we can't do this.
And I remember I drove over like a pothole and I got stuck in it like literally right away. And you were like, "This is a sign. We're not gonna make it up."
Yeah.
Um, so then
Yeah.
we saw another factor is like we saw 2 or 3 cars also parking in that bottom parking lot, and the guys were getting out, and
Right.
that kind of like told us like, well, if these guys are getting out here, then fuck it, we'll get out here as well.
Yeah.
So
Can you
we
imagine if we like just said no, let's just take it and see where the road takes us?
right.
And man, that
We
would have
could
been.
have. A
Yeah.
couple things could have happened. We could have got stuck.
We could have gotten a flat
We
tire.
could have got a flat tire. I mean, when we finally, so we park the car, we start walking up. We're not thinking anything. We're just like, let's just start the walk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we had our little hiking sticks, thank God.
Thank God for that.
So did we know that it was 3 miles up? I feel like we.
No, we didn't. We knew that the whole hike was 8 miles approximately, but we didn't know that it was about 3 miles to get to the beginning of the hike. So
Right.
that was just
Right.
yeah.
We didn't really know. But we kind of like, since we saw people already parking and walking, we were like, okay, let's just go
Yeah,
with
we
them.
had no idea
We
how
had
far
no,
it was.
yeah, we had no idea. And I think
And we
so.
walked
We
3
start
miles.
walking, and the thing is, all uphill.
Yeah.
And as we're walking, we're seeing these massive potholes. Like it didn't even look like a road at some points. Like
Yeah.
it looked like if you were tripping and it was like a wave pool or something, because there was so many bumps, so many
It was so
potholes. There was
uneven.
parts that you were like, there's no way our car would have made it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and all the cars that were passing us were all like 4x4 Jeeps and all-wheel drives and these like pickup trucks and yeah. So that was the beginning. We
I
fucked up
remember
not getting an
feeling
all-wheel drive
the worst. Like
in the
physically,
beginning.
yeah,
Yeah,
I felt the worst.
that's right.
Like as
So
soon as we started, I was like, no, I don't think I can make this because I was becoming super short of breath.
right.
And I don't know, everything just felt heavy all of a sudden. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh
I
shit, let me
remember it
not
hit
say
you.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm starting to like hyperventilate and breathe
and I
deeper.
was and I was telling you like let's take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you started yeah, you started feeling it, the altitude right away. Because we were really excited, and we started walking
Yeah,
pretty
and just
fast.
like how we always do, we like rush to things first
Right.
in the beginning.
And then I was telling you like, oh, just breathe through your nose, take your time, you know. Um, what was interesting is I was worried that you were gonna get worse because I was like, oh man, she's already feeling altitude sick. Because I think at that point, I think the parking lot was maybe 8,000. So, once we started walking, we started getting up to 9, 10,000. So we were already pretty high, and we imagine like less than 24 hours we were in Miami at sea level. So our
That's
our, our
right.
bodies were
That's
probably in
right.
shock. So that was interesting. But I remember thinking like, oh shit, she's already feeling altitude sickness. Like this can be a long day. But then I told you like, oh, so let's back up a little bit. We fucked up and did not eat breakfast, which we paid for later.
Oh God,
So
that's
yeah,
right.
we woke up so freaking early that we weren't hungry. And I made like this
Yeah.
little avocado
Egg,
egg salad that we were gonna eat in the morning. We planned to eat that in the
which we
morning,
didn't.
which we didn't. We just had
Why
our
didn't we?
coffee.
Because
I think we
we
weren't
weren't hungry.
hungry.
Yeah.
We just
But we
weren't
did have
hungry.
a banana. That
Yeah,
I
we
think
had the
that's all we
banana.
had.
We had the banana. Yeah, I just think we weren't hungry. And the worst part is we didn't take it with. Oh, so this is where I fucked up as well. Is my bag was full of equipment. Like I had the drone, I had my camera, I had all the lenses. So your bag didn't fit the little canister that we had, the little container. And I think that's why we ended up just going, let's just leave the the food, and we'll take
Oh,
jerky.
that's right.
And I think
Note to self: next time we should just bring a bigger bag. Fuck it.
bring a bigger bag and just force yourself to eat breakfast
Yeah.
because you're going to burn so many calories
Right.
that
Right.
you're going to need it. And we felt it later on. Um, so yeah, we left the food in the car. We didn't eat breakfast like we planned. We had the coffee
And we had the beef jerky.
and we had the beef jerky, and I think we had a banana. Like
Yeah.
so, we had basically beef jerky and a banana, and that was it. And this thing took way longer than we thought, and that's where like we fucked
Yeah.
up because we were dying. So yeah, we get to the so takes us like an hour to
To
get
get
to
to
the beginning
the
of the
beginning of the
trailhead.
trail. Yeah.
And then we finally get to the top parking lot. We see everybody parking and everybody's getting ready to start the hike, and we've already been walking for over an hour. But we were excited. The light was coming out. The sun was starting to come out, and it was all beautiful. It was all nature. It was so green. And what was that like for you? Because I know that was your first time seeing Colorado like that.
Oh, it was beautiful. The good thing I like about the hike was that in the beginning it was like a gradual incline. Like it
Right.
wasn't something that, like you're going from, it's not like a Stairmaster type of thing where you're just going uphill.
Right.
So it was like a gradual incline. It was beautiful. Just a bunch of like nature in the beginning. And then you can see the transition into like, okay, now we're getting to the rocks and now we're getting uphill.
Right. Right.
So that was interesting.
When did you start feeling better?
During that walk, the beginning, because it was just one straight line, easy breezy.
Right.
That's when I started picking up like, okay, I can do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we finally get to the trail. We start the trail and it's beautiful. I mean, just beautiful. There's wildflowers growing everywhere.
Right. It
It
was
was
very
so
open.
green. It was so open. Lots of sun exposure. At that point, we realized let's put some sunscreen on.
Oh
And
yeah, that's
again, my
right.
dumbass didn't put sunscreen
On your face.
on my face. I guess because I was like, oh, I'm wearing a hat. Let me not put sunscreen. Where did I put sunscreen? I think I put it on my arms but like I missed my neck and I was wearing a tank top. So
Mhm.
yeah, I got crazy sunburn on my neck and my face and my nose and my lips and yeah, just terrible. And I think we were just so in awe of like where we were, what we were doing,
Mhm.
that I think part of me just like I got distracted and I lost focus. But whatever, yeah, we make our way. We're still feeling great. You
Mhm.
know, everything's good. We're walking, we're enjoying, you know, we have some music playing and we're taking pictures and everything is great. And then, you know, it gets to a point, at least for me, that I'm like, dude, we're still walking. Like, how much longer is it? And I remember
Oh
thinking to
yeah, that's
myself, like,
right.
what mountain are we? Because, you know, it's flat, it's like a valley, right? There's all these surrounding mountains, and you
Mhm.
don't know actually which one it is. You just kind
Right.
of keep following this trail. And then I remember I
That's
got to
right.
one point and I was looking up at the mountains and I'm like, which one is it? And one of them, which is funny, it's actually the one we ended up climbing. It just looked so far up that I was like, oh, it
You
can't
know,
be
I didn't
that
even
one.
see that one. I was focused on Tori because Tori was the
Right.
one on the right,
On the
and that's
right,
I
yeah.
think that one. Well, actually, no. Grays is higher than Tori. It's off by like.
Tori
I
looked
mean,
higher though.
it looked higher, yeah,
Yeah.
and that was the
Maybe it was
first
just
one
more
I
steep.
saw.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, I don't even know where Grays is.
For me, I was just
Uh,
like, I saw these tall ass mountains and I'm like, dude, they're so far up. I'm like, there's no way. Like I was thinking in my head, I don't know why. I'm like, oh, we're definitely not climbing these.
mhm.
These are just way too high. Maybe we're climbing a much smaller one or whatever. I
Right.
don't know. Like my mind just looked at how far and how high it was. I couldn't like contemplate actually walking up that thing.
Mhm.
And as we were going up, we started getting closer and closer to that one mountain, and then it like hit me. I was like, oh shit, this is the one. Like,
That was the
oh my
most brutal
god.
part.
Yeah.
Was like getting that like from the middle of the mountain to the summit. That was just like,
Right. Right. And
yeah,
yeah, it turned all
so
rocky. Like it
difficult.
was all rocks. Very dry out there.
Everything was wrong.
Everything was rocks.
Yeah,
And
thank
then
God for those sticks.
the road starts winding. It starts getting steeper and steeper.
Mhm.
And I remember we took a break. And that's where the mountain goat came out. That was
Oh
kind of
yeah.
cool.
So I consider that like the checkpoint. That was like the
That was yeah.
right? That was like
That
a
was
checkpoint. That
that
was
was when we started realizing like, oh, this is gonna be really hard.
past that was just
It
rocks.
was
I
all
think
rocks,
yeah.
and it got really really brutal after that.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah, that was
because I
crazy.
remember at that point I was getting my legs were starting to get tight, and I was like, all right, let's stretch. So we sit down, or we lay down and we start stretching, and then all of a sudden,
Oh yeah.
this mountain goat,
This white mountain goat
white,
on
beautiful, by him,
steroids.
right,
Yeah.
roided up. He was like all like jacked up like this, and he was just like walking by himself.
Yeah.
And we were there with some other guys that we
Do
didn't
you have the
know. They were
bag?
just, huh?
The weed?
Yeah. You want more?
Yeah. Did we finish it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fiend over here.
We're
So yeah, it
about to
shows.
work out. Oh shit, it's 5 o'clock.
It's okay.
Oh.
I got 4 minutes.
Okay. What were you saying?
Fuck. We'll probably have to come back.
We're gonna have to redo this
Yeah.
again.
It's okay. I can just clip them together.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but the mountain goat comes out, and I
Mm.
remember thinking, "Oh shit, he's walking right towards us." Because at first he was far, but he was kind of coming closer. At first we were like in awe, like, "Oh shit, cool." And
Yeah.
then he started getting closer and closer,
Right. I
and
didn't
we
think he was
realized how
gonna get
big he was,
close.
right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the guys that were with us, they get up and start backing out,
Right. Yeah. That
and I'm
was.
like,
I was like,
is
shit.
this
Should we move?
right? Should we move? So I remember getting up and getting my camera, like filming, but at the same time, like backing up. I'm like, what if this thing charges us right now? And then I'm like
Yeah.
thinking in my head, like, and then he starts walking closer and closer. He gets to our
Right.
bags, and then I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's smelling the food in the bag, the jerky or the banana.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was just like,
I remember asking the guys. I'm like,
right.
are they aggressive? And he's like, yeah, you don't want to fuck with them.
He was like, yeah, if they're
He's
they're
like,
messed with, yeah, they can be aggressive,
right.
especially the males. Like,
And that one probably was
oh
a
yeah,
male.
definitely was a male. That guy
Yeah.
was jacked. um, no, and then finally I grabbed my bag, our bags, and then he kind of just stood there and just started eating grass, which is so crazy that an animal that big could
He was
survive
he was
in the
licking
air.
the dirt. I
Yeah,
remember that.
licking the dirt for like the
The
minerals
minerals, yeah.
and he was eating some of the grass that was there.
I
But
was so
yeah,
happy though, because I remember I told you
you
in the
said it.
beginning, I'm like, I
I
want to see
hope
a
I
goat.
hope we see a
I
goat.
hope we see
Yeah.
a goat. Yeah.
And we not only did we see a goat, he came right at
Right
us.
to us, yeah. We were like, what, 5 feet away from it?
Yeah. It was awesome. It was a really
Yeah.
awesome moment. We got really lucky on this
Yeah.
trip with animals.
I know.
But that was a really lucky moment because he was by himself too. There was no other goat around,
Mhm.
and he came right to us. So close that we were like scared at one point. Just because like we don't have experience with goats, so we don't know if they're aggressive or not. But I mean, he's probably vegetarian. He's not going to do anything. But he could have maybe charged us if he thought we were messing with him or whatever. So we just backed up and respected it.
Can you
Um,
imagine? Like, what would you do if a goat charges
Charged
at
us?
you?
Oh
Yeah.
man, and just move out the way or
Yeah.
something, and then
I'll
run
like
up.
juke it.
Yeah, you juke it. That's it. But the problem is, like, what if you juke it and you fall off the mountain?
Oh shit.
That's the scary part. Because there's like so many
I didn't think
points
of
that
that.
you could fall off the mountain. Like, it's a super dangerous hike because like there's a lot of cliffs and there's a lot of like,
Right.
areas that if you fall off, you can definitely die. So yeah, that was that.
And then after that, we just kept on walking,
Right, we were like, okay,
and then that's
let's
when it
go.
got difficult.
And that's when it really hit me. Like the big factor now looking back is, for me at least, at that point we were already a couple hours in, and I felt like I just burned through all my energy, like all the food that I ate the night before, all my glycogen, like I just burned through all of that because I got like really like tired and weak all of a sudden.
Damn.
So for me, I was like, oh shit, we should have brought more food, or I should have ate breakfast. Like that's when it hit me, like right after that, because I remember I was strong. You were kind of following me at my pace, and then there was one point where you basically got in front of me and took over.
Yeah, I was
And
in
I
front
was
of
just
you.
kind of like following your pace.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, she's doing good. Like, I'm struggling over here. And then
See, I didn't get that feeling like I was weak though.
I got it.
No, I was just very short of breath
Right.
the whole time, and then my ankles were hurting me. That's all.
Right.
But I had this mentality of just like, just go forward, just don't
Oh,
stop.
no, me too. Me too. But I was trying to like figure out why I was like breaking down so fast. And I remember I was trying to be tough for you. I was like, I don't want to say anything, but like I needed a break so bad.
You did?
Yeah. But I was like just looking up, and I'm like, all right, we're just gonna get to the next checkpoint, or we're gonna get to the next spot. And this part felt endless though. Like
Which part?
just this part where we were going up,
Oh,
trying to
okay.
get to the actual summit. Like when
Right,
we were
right.
finally getting closer to the mountain, but you would look up and people looked
I
tiny.
know, I
People looked
know.
like ants from there.
I thought it was
And I
it was
was
never
like-
gonna end.
I was looking up. I'm like, that's where we're going. Oh
I
my god! Because
know.
part of you is like, this is amazing. This is fun. This is beautiful. But the other
Yeah.
part of you is like,
You just want to get there.
we just want to get there already.
Yeah.
And we knew we had a lot left. And you look up and you see people are
I
so
couldn't even
tiny.
calculate like, okay,
Yeah.
how long
How
is this
long-
gonna
how much
take? How
longer
many?
is this gonna take?
Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't.
At
we
one
couldn't
point, I was just
calculate.
like, yeah, just when I get there, I get there.
Right. That's what I kept telling myself. Just keep moving, one step in front of the other. And then yeah, we gotta
You have
call
to
it
go.
now.
Okay.
We'll be back. We are back. Sorry about that. Got lost track of time, and I had to do my class and all that good stuff. So
And work out.
we're gonna work out ourselves. Now we're having some mango. So where did we leave off? I like your bowl, by the way.
Thank you.
Can you give us a preview?
Mystical vibes.
Give us a preview.
Yeah. It gets really loud. Wait, hold on. I gotta hold it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Depends on the size. The
Right.
bigger the bowl, the louder the.
Ooh.
Yeah. It gets really
I like
loud.
that. And those are good for like just kind of calming sounds.
Yeah, it's like meditation and I don't know, it's all zen.
Oh, let me do a sync point.
Like Chandler.
She just
Dude,
started watching Friends.
oh yeah. Oh man, I love it when he does that
I
stuff.
grew up on Friends. She never watched Friends before.
I've never
And
seen
it's been
Friends.
really nice to
I'm
see
pretty
her.
sure a lot of people haven't seen Friends. Like that's something.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I
Especially
would
like
say
people our
most
age.
people our age grew up on Friends.
Our age?
Yeah. Friends and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Martin. And, I mean, we grew up on those shows. Seinfeld, Family Guy. You were more Nickelodeon, you said, right?
Of course, yeah. Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Channel.
back to what we were talking about. I think we were discussing.
I think we left off after we saw the
Right
goat
in front of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the goat. Yeah, so the goat came. Nothing happened though. It was exciting, and then we were finally ready to keep going. And I remember we just stretched. We didn't eat, but I started feeling really weak after that. And I remember thinking to myself, like, what's wrong with me? I'm like, why am I so tired? And then I realized, like, oh, we didn't eat breakfast. I'm already like, I've already burned through all my sugar.
And that's where we sat down the longest. We were like, okay, let's just
Right, we took a big break.
We took a really big break then,
Right.
and then we're like scavenging through our things, and we're like, oh shit.
Right.
We only have one bag of jerky.
Which we ended up finding out we had 2 bags.
Yeah, it was just all the way at the bottom.
It was at the bottom, so we couldn't really.
Oh my god.
It's terrible.
I think that's your fault though.
It was partly both faults. Both of our faults, I think.
No, I'll take the blame.
I'll take the blame
because
too.
because you told me grab the jerky, and then I don't know why I didn't grab both jerkies.
Yeah.
Both bags.
Well, you did. Or maybe I did. But the
old one, the one that you bought in the airport, was already in the bag.
Right.
So we didn't know it was in there to begin with.
So yeah. So after that, I remember I was breaking down, and I was like, man, this thing is not ending. How much more is it to the top? And it just kept winding and winding.
Right.
And it got steeper and steeper. And I remember we got to a point where we finally took a break. Like, I think you wanted to just take a breather, and I was like, no, we're taking a break. And I like laid down, and I was like, give me that jerky.
Oh yeah.
I remember thinking to myself, like, I need calories right now.
Right, I remember.
And we ate the jerky, we ate the banana, I think. Oh no, we left the banana for the top. But yeah, that jerky was life. That was life. As soon as I ate that, I was like, I made a huge mistake.
Did
not
you still
eating
have
enough
water?
Food. Oh yeah, that too. We were running out of water.
No, I ran out of water.
We ran out of water. Yeah. Yeah, I was cautious to not drink too much water.
Dude,
I was peeing like crazy though.
Oh, so was I.
God, I must have peed like 7 times on that hike.
Probably more.
Yeah, it was weird how like my body just did not want to retain water.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because we were drinking a lot too.
Yeah. But I remember the jerky was life, and then I felt better, and then I think I passed you, and then I kind of started leading, and...
Yeah, you got to the summit before I did.
Yeah.
I was just like a couple, like maybe a minute or 2 behind you.
Yeah. How crazy was it to watch people?
People were going up the mountain like if it was nothing. I was like, this is insane.
Right.
Like,
people that were from Colorado.
Right. You can tell they were locals, for sure. And then the whole time I'm thinking, like, man, what did they think of us?
Right.
These 2 struggling here.
We're like, you know, because we look athletic, but we have no business being up there, and we're not used to that, and we're just dying. We have our little hiking sticks, and I remember just like looking down, like, oh my God, this is so hard. I can barely breathe.
Right.
Like, I just want to get to the top already.
Puffing.
I'm tired.
I know.
I got no energy in me.
That was crazy.
I'm dehydrated.
Very first time I've ever done that.
And then I remember we were playing music, and Suavemente came on. Oh no, it was an Elvis Crespo. It was another song. I forgot which one it was, but it was an Elvis Crespo song. And then I was like, oh shit, this is giving me energy. And then I remember looking up and seeing like, okay, I only got like maybe 20 feet left or something, and I just remember powering through just to get to the top. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
finally when we got to the top though,
I know that view
the
was
view,
incredible. It was beautiful.
because we didn't know that there was like a whole other side. Like once you get to the top, you can see on the other side of the mountain, and you can
Right.
just see mountain for days.
Right.
That was probably the coolest thing. It was just all mountains, and then you had, I think Torrey was right next to it,
Yeah.
and you saw people going up that Torrey, and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, I know. It was like a saddle and then Tory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
So yeah, we finally made it. I remember waiting for you. I was really proud of you.
Just getting to the top alone, I was like, wow, this
Wow.
is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like,
It was hard.
it was hard because mentally, I think it was a mental thing.
Of course, they're always mental.
Yeah. And plus, and you can say that there's no easy 14er. So,
No.
I don't know. We just,
And for me, like because I've done Salcante, which was in Peru, and that was like 12,000 feet, and I did Rainbow Mountain. I guess I just assumed like, oh, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. But this was probably the hardest mountain I've
Yeah.
ever climbed, and I think it was because it was so steep, so rocky, so dry. Thank God it wasn't cold, because
Thank
that would have
God,
made
yeah.
it worse. And then the fact that we didn't sleep much and we didn't eat breakfast, so I was like literally running out of energy. I think looking at the whole experience, I would eat way more food. Obviously, I would be eating like every hour, because if
Oh,
I had
yeah,
enough food in me, I
right.
could have kept going. I felt so good after eating the jerky, so I knew it
Oh,
was just a food
imagine.
thing.
Yeah.
But then I remember we got to the top and I was so tired, and I just like laid down. I'm like, oh my God, we finally made it. And then
Going down was the easiest part.
but I started cramping. I remember I started.
When we started going down?
No, when we were at the top, I wanted to stretch a little bit, and I started
Oh.
stretching. And as I was stretching, I started cramping in my legs, and I think it was because I was starting to get cold. And then I remember I told you, I was like, "Hey, we gotta go because I'm cramping. Like I
Yeah.
gotta keep moving."
I remember.
And yeah, thank God we just because I was scared at that moment, because I've been hiking and cramping, and it sucks. Like your legs just lock up on you, and I
Right.
have to like rub my leg and stretch, and it's not fun.
Jesus.
So I was worried that was gonna happen to me again. But then we finally started walking down, and we had the stick, so it wasn't too bad. And then since it's a different muscle group going down, it wasn't too bad. And then I got like a second wind coming down. I remember at one point I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I feel great. I think it was
Right.
also my brain had more oxygen because we were coming down. But yeah, coming down wasn't too bad in the beginning.
I felt like I was flying coming
Yeah,
down.
we were going pretty fast.
We were.
And then
What?
we get to, well, we do the drone a little bit. We get to a point and we start doing the drone.
Oh my God, I didn't tell you this, but when we got there to that like grassy patch where we were just sitting down, laying down, I felt like I was gonna throw up. Yeah, I got really nauseous,
Oh,
short
wow.
of breath, and I was like, let me just take a breather.
Yeah, I think you did mention you were getting a little nauseous.
Yeah, I got so nauseous all of a sudden. And I was like, man, I just need
That's
to hold this
strange.
in.
I remember thinking like, damn, you don't get nauseous at the top, but you got nauseous at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that
Maybe
was
we
strange.
came down too fast. I don't know.
Could be. I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But no, I felt good at that point. I felt accomplished, and then we finally, you twisted your ankle a couple times.
Like 500 times.
Like,
Oh, man.
she kept twisting your ankle.
Like over and over and over.
Granted, your ankle was already, because you twisted it before.
I feel like I lost all its flexibility. So
It's just like wobbling.
so it's just wobbling. So every time I took a step, it would just fail on me.
Yeah.
But thank God I didn't. None of it. Like,
That was the
you and
weird
I-
thing, because
Yeah,
I remember you twisted
no
it.
one got injured.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
severely.
thank God we had the sticks,
Yeah.
because by the way, if you ever do a 14er or a big
Man,
hike
I
like this, get
highly
hiking
recommend the
sticks.
sticks. Like, yeah.
Part of you wants to think you're a
Shit.
badass and you don't need it,
Right?
but trust me, when you are that tired and you get like a little bit of a knee pain or ankle pain,
Mm-hmm.
just having the stick to kind of put some pressure off, take some pressure off, is
Yep.
everything. Um,
It just
yeah,
like reinforces you, and so it just
and you're
then-
using your arms, and
Yeah.
that was good.
What were you gonna say?
No, that because of your ankle, we were trying to, because we knew we still had to get all the way to the bottom parking lot. So when we got
Which
to
I
the end of the
think
trail,
we took the wrong trail back down. I think we took the long route.
oh no, we did.
We did, didn't we?
No, no, no. You're talking about the road.
No, 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 no.
There was only one road all the way down.
After we passed the green patch where you put up the drone, well, that path.
No,
That
I
was
don't
a
think
long,
so.
because we didn't go through that route. I remember.
I don't know. I think
I
our
no, I
perception
definitely
of
remember.
because look, when we were going up, we thought it took less time. On the way down, we thought it took forever.
Because we took the wrong route.
No,
we
I'm not talking about
we
that.
took a
I'm talking
different
about
route.
I'm talking about the road back to our car.
Oh yeah.
On the
yeah,
way
yeah.
up,
Yeah.
we took the same road. It wasn't like there was two of those.
No,
There was
no.
only one. But the perception though
Yeah.
was
it,
that
I felt like
it's-
we were going down.
forever.
Yeah, that's
And I
street
think
forever.
I think that same thing happened to the trail.
But it was a different trail.
I don't think it was.
Yes, it was.
I think I think our perception was just off because we were tired.
No, it was definitely a different trail. Because remember, before we did the trail, I showed you like there's different routes into getting up that mountain. There's like a north side, an east side.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
there's
thought there was only
different
one.
ways of getting up there. We took the long way up and the long way down.
No, we took the regular way up. We followed everybody.
I don't know. Because if we would have started on that the one coming down, if we started that coming up, that probably would have took us less time.
Probably, but the matter of the fact is
So-
when we got to that part, we were trying to find someone to drive us down to the bottom because we knew
my
we still had like
God.
3 miles left.
Yeah, so I started pretending that my ankle was
But your
fractured.
ankle was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But we asked one person, and they weren't actually going down. Another
Remember
car,
seeing the car filled with guys?
Yeah, it was
I know. I was like, fuck.
packed. It was packed. There was
I was like, I'll
nobody.
sit on your lap.
I
I don't
know.
care.
I was like, I don't know if they want me to sit on their lap
Jesus.
though. I don't think they'd like that.
I was like, bro, I don't care. I'll just
I know.
hang
we were
on
so
the.
tired. We were. We
the
didn't
top of
care.
your
We had no
car.
pride at that point. I was
Dude.
like, fuck that.
I was like, there's no way I'm walking down another 3 miles.
3 miles, and we did it. We ended up having to do it.
Yeah.
And it was the longest
it
3
was-
miles of my life.
It was brutal. I
We were
feel like
so
that was
tired.
worse than getting up the mountain.
It was because we were so exhausted.
Jesus Christ.
And we just wanted to get to the car, and we were just kept walking down this trail, and I mean the road felt like it never was ending.
I know.
Every turn we were
Remember,
like, okay,
I told you, I'm
here's the
like,
car.
this is the turn right here.
right. This is the turn. Here's the car. Nope. Okay, it's right next to here.
Yeah.
It's this next turn. It's this next turn, and the car was never there. And then finally we get back to the car, and oh my god, so exhausted. My knees, my hamstrings, everything
I just
is shutting
remember
down.
every joint
everything was shutting
on my
down.
body was just in pain.
Then you realize
was
going
aching.
down is way harder on your legs
on your joints.
than going
Yeah.
up. Like going up is just exhausting, but going down, it's so bad on your joints.
Mhm.
You know, and
Yeah, that impact.
yeah, I was
just.
like, thank God we finally made it to the car. That was one of the hardest things I've
No,
ever
I
done,
know.
and it took us way longer. I mean, we started at 5:30, no, at 6, and then
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get back to the car till like 4. I mean, we were almost. That was 10 hours. It took
Yeah.
us to the top and back
With no food.
with barely any food, like a bag of jerky, which was so stupid because we had another bag of jerky. So stupid.
But you see, like these are the experiences that we have to like go through in order to learn, and you know,
I'm sure that next time we're gonna have so much food on us.
dude. Next time I'm gonna be so prepared.
It's not gonna happen
Like
again.
water.
And I remember we got to the car and we were so
food.
hungry. We were just like drinking as much water as we can. We were fucking eating the avocado egg salad right away. And we had to rush to get back to the campsite because it was getting dark.
Which they closed when we got there. We're like, oh my God, how are we going to get in?
But we realized once you have the reservation, you can just go straight to your campsite, which is beautiful. That was definitely the highlight. Was that campsite.
And then we had to like put everything together.
We had to still put the tent up. I know. I was so tired. I just wanted to lay down. And I was like, why did we not get an Airbnb? Because after that, all you want to do is shower and lay in a bed. Nice, cold room. But fuck it. We did it.
Damn.
You know?
I can't believe it. And surprisingly, the next morning, we didn't even feel that much pain.
Especially for you, because you twisted your ankle like 20 times.
Yeah.
So I was expecting you to be like limping the next day, and you had no limp.
I know.
It was weird. For me, I was just like generally tight, but I knew that we weren't going to do anything the next day. I knew we were just going to chill.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we didn't have anything
were
planned.
Little sore.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
My
hamstrings.
A little
I remember the hamstrings,
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah.
That was our 14er experience. What did you think of it now that you went through it?
I don't recommend it. Not that one. I don't recommend fucking Gray's Peak.
I remember you told me the next day, because you asked me, like, would you ever do that one again? And I was like, fuck no. I would never do that 14er
No, it was
again.
during the hike. I'm like, would you ever do this again?
Oh, I remember. I was like, no, we're getting this shit over with, and we're never coming back here. Fuck this 14er. God damn, that was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I underestimated Gray's Peak, and Gray's Peak is actually one of the closest 14ers to Denver, and it's really popular. And like when you read about it, they make it seem like it's not that bad. And we were totally expecting something difficult, but not that difficult, and we underestimated it completely on how difficult this hike was. And I remember doing this, going. Actually, I contemplated quitting at one point. Like my brain was like, we're done. We're going to get to this little ledge right here. I'm just going to tell her, babe, I'm done. I'm going to take my picture.
Way.
And like that thought came to my head. Like,
you see,
literally
that thought
quitting.
didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah. But
my whole goal was to get to the fucking top.
No,
like I just wanted to get to the top. That's it.
No, I wanted to too. Trust me. And my body was just like, you have no fuel. You're feeling weak. You're feeling tired. You can't breathe. Just... you know how your mind just plays thoughts, like it just plays with you when you're that tired, when you're that exhausted.
Course,
so I was like contemplating, like, you know, maybe we don't make it. But then like you finally just like, you're like, look, just take a break. Take a break, drink some water, stretch.
No, and I was seeing so many people pass us.
Passing us, yeah.
No, if they can do it, I can do it.
Right. And then, yeah, once I had the food, I was like, oh, that's what I needed.
Yeah.
That's all I needed was food. You know what I mean? It was just my mind playing tricks on me. But yeah, it's funny you say that though. Like, yeah, I don't recommend it.
No,
it was
I
very
do
hard.
That one ever again.
And if you're from Miami, like we are, 14ers are no joke. I mean, especially that one. Gray's Peak is really hard. It's not an easy 14er. And I mean, is any 14er easy? But
like if there was a difficulty level from 1 to 3. 3 being the highest, like the toppest. Like, what would you rate that?
I mean, all I have is my experience. And I just have Salcante, Rainbow Mountain, and this one. And I would say this one was harder.
Really? Out of all of them?
Mm-hmm. Because Salcante was, like, more long. It was, like, gradually going up. And it was only 12,000 feet.
Right. This one was
steep.
Like... It was like
It was, like, straight.
It was like an incline, and then it just went up.
Yeah, like the last part was literally like this little zigzag all the way up. And it was just summit. Like, I mean, one point you wanted to use your arms because it was so steep.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is the hardest thing.
It was like a Stairmaster the whole entire time.
I was like, oh my God. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, she's not quitting. She's not complaining. I'm not going to complain. But we would like look at each other like.
Yeah, like this is hard.
This is hard. What do we get ourselves into?
Like I had to stop and just catch my breath and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was no joke.
No joke. If you are competitive and you
But
like
I
to
do want
challenge
to do
yourself,
another 14er though.
oh, for sure. No,
Just
I
not
know.
that
Just
one.
not that one. Yeah.
Just a different one.
No, for sure. No, we're gonna definitely do more. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna do that one again. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like when we were there suffering, there was
Wait,
two people running up.
Angel's Landing.
Not
How
14
has?
at all.
Oh, it's not.
No, Angel's Landing is a joke compared to Gray's Peak.
Are you serious? From the pictures that I see, like people are
It's high.
terrified to do Angel's
Well,
Landing.
it's sketchy. It's not
Because-
really that it's difficult. It's just that there's parts where you have to like literally shimmy across a rock holding a chain. Like
Oh.
it's sketchy. It's not that it's difficult. It's sketchy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the most difficult thing ever.
No, I wouldn't say it was difficult at all. Anybody could do it. It was just more like scary and sketchy, and there's parts
Yeah.
of it that you could fall, and especially if there's a lot of people. There's traffic both ways. Like, it can get a little weird. Yeah, but it wasn't too hard. No, the Gray's Peak was definitely not, and I think a big part of it was because we walked an extra 3 miles. We didn't get to park at the. So if you do go, get an all-wheel drive, get
Tell
a four-wheeler,
everybody.
pay the extra money. Not a four-wheeler, 4x4, and start at the beginning of the trailhead. You'll skip 3 miles, and make sure you eat a breakfast. I think if we started at the beginning and ate a breakfast, we would have been fine. So I don't regret, of course, I don't regret the experience. It was amazing. I was really proud of myself and proud of
Yeah,
you
me
because
too.
you've never done anything like that, and you really were tested. We were both tested, and I think we handled it really well. I think this is going to be the beginning of a lot of fun adventures, difficult adventures.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I can't wait to go to Hawaii, and so we can do Stairway to Heaven. That's something that I always
I
wanted
want
to
to do it, but it's like illegal to do it now.
it's not illegal. It's just dangerous.
You
There's
always
no
say
such
that.
thing.
It's not illegal. You just need to pay the right person and do it at a certain
Yeah.
time so the security guards
It's
don't
doable.
get you.
The
No, I'm sure
problem
it's
is
doable.
that they close it down for maintenance. So the problem is if you go out there, that's it. You're on your own. Like,
Right.
you know, if you die, you die.
Well, I mean, all these hikes are like that. There's nobody out there. You're on your own.
Yeah.
You know. That's what makes it scary.
But they have it closed for a reason because
People got hurt.
People die.
People die. Yeah,
Yeah.
they fall off.
Yeah, it's almost like I think it's almost pretty much like Angel's Landing, where it's very, very narrow, it's tight,
Some parts, yeah.
and you're holding on to this chain, and
Yeah.
and things those since they're not doing any maintenance, they're not keeping up with that, and so
Which they
people
should, because
fall
they
and
would bring
die.
money.
because the wind.
If they had if they left it open and maybe had like a fee, people would pay, and they can use that money for the maintenance, and they could go back into the community.
Yeah,
They should do that. I don't know why they don't. But yeah, if you like challenges, go for it. Gray's Peak. It's only 50 minutes away from Denver.
yeah. Oh, so
so,
you were
yeah.
saying we saw a bunch of people running up, like two
Yeah,
people.
there was one guy and a girl, and they were
running.
literally running. I was like, get the fuck
know.
out of here. This guy passed us, went to the top,
Oh, that's right.
started running back down,
Yeah.
and we literally moved like 10 feet. And I was like so impressed by this guy's fitness level.
Insane.
The fact that he could run the mountain with ease like that, and the girl too. And it just goes to show you that people that are born and raised in Colorado and run mountains their whole life, like they're a different breed. I mean, they're legit
Yeah,
people
their bodies
that run
adapt to
mountains.
their environment. We're below sea level.
It's
so
probably like the way we feel when we run at, our normal flat
here
Florida.
in Miami.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't feel.
Yeah, when they
what
come
we
here
felt.
and they feel this humidity.
Well, that, but they probably love the extra oxygen. They probably are like, oh wow, you guys have all this extra oxygen down here.
Oh, that's
I love
right.
it because
Yeah.
they're so used to, a mile up or 8,000 feet or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of athletes do that though.
They
to
train up there.
Yeah,
No, it makes sense.
right.
It definitely gives you an advantage because you're training without oxygen. Yeah,
Yeah. So Gray's Peak.
Gray's Peak.
Gray's
Awesome.
Peak.
I'll never forget that
it.
experience
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll never forget it.
One of the hardest things I've ever done,
Yep.
for sure.
I felt like I was in a desert.
Yeah,
In
it
a
was so
desert
dry,
going up a
rocks.
mountain.
Yeah.
That's what that's what I think was the most brutal part was just the fact that there was no shade, there was no trees.
Right.
There was like
Just straight up, very rocky, all rocks. Make sure you have good trail running shoes or hiking shoes.
right.
Yeah.
And at some point, like at one point, it got really cold, and then it gets hot,
Yeah,
and then it
strange.
started raining in the top.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, it did.
I guess because we were so close to the clouds.
Yeah. Well, it's it's weird. Like cloud comes over the sun and it drops 30 degrees, and you're like, oh shit, I'm
I
cold.
know.
And then the sun comes out and it's like back up to 90, 95. And you're like, I'm hot. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
So what's next?
Smoky Mountains.
Smoky Mountains.
Yeah. Did you see? Did you get to see a trail? Like, are we?
Yeah, yeah. I saw one. It's the more popular one. It's also difficult. It's pretty long. It's like 10 miles. But it's one of the most popular ones, and they say the terrain
Nice.
changes completely. It's going to be very different from Colorado.
Yay.
It's going to
Yeah, I
be pure
know.
forest, creeks, trees, logs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's way south, way more water around, so there's way more trees. Colorado's just
Yeah.
very dry.
Right, and we're going in October, so it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's gonna be
beautiful.
fall. It's
The
gonna be
fall,
cold.
everything's just gonna be orange.
Mm-hmm.
Just this beautiful different shades of orange and yellow.
Yeah, I think it was like 70s to 30s or 60s to 30s, the temperature.
okay.
So it's gonna be cold
Not
for sure.
bad. When I went to the Smoky Mountain with the girls, it was freezing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was snowing.
But you went in January.
We went in January. Yeah,
of
it was
course.
so cold. I don't know what made us make that decision. I don't know what the hell
It's
we were
winter time.
thinking.
Let's go up there and let's drive up there.
And we drove up there. Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yeah. And so get this. So I was working night shift. So I had gotten off my shift.
Right.
And since the car was under my name, I was so paranoid of these girls driving the car that I was like, you know what? Let me drive.
Right.
So I literally stayed up for 24 hours straight driving.
Insane.
Yeah, because I don't know. I was just paranoid. But then I got to a part, I think once we passed Florida, I was like, all right, somebody else drive. But yeah, I think the longest I've ever driven was 6 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking 6 hours,
Me
dude.
too. And when I went to Norway, I drove 6 hours 3 times. But Norway was so much fun. It was all like mountains and tunnels, and it was beautiful. Norway was one of my funnest drives ever. Florida's just
Yeah.
flat and boring, and
Yeah, I mean, once you get to like St. Augustine, then things start to change, the trees, and then you get into Georgia, and then it's different.
right.
Yeah, North Carolina is beautiful, by the way.
No, that whole area
Yeah.
looks really, really nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I'm excited. Smoky Mountains. It'll be
Mhm.
good. Be different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll like it. You're gonna love it.
Nice.
And then the cabin that we're gonna stay in, like shit.
Yeah, it looks legit. It's in the
Yeah.
mountains. There's no service. It's very remote, very secluded. That's what we wanted.
Right. And
So,
they're
yeah.
gonna. And is that the one that has a pool table?
Yeah,
Nice. And a
I
hot
know,
tub.
right? Out of all the things. Yeah, it's a big thing. Cabins and hot tubs.
Mm-hmm.
Like so many were sold out already. It's people do up there. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you go there for like a honeymoon or
Mm-hmm. Just want to get away.
yeah.
Get away from the city. And it's not too far.
Mhm.
Atlanta and then like a 2-hour drive.
Yep.
We're flying to Atlanta. We're not driving. I don't want to.
You wouldn't
that
drive? Yeah, I
way.
know.
Why can't?
I know. It's a lot of driving.
Too much time. You're wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
Time that you could be, doing something else.
Right.
Just fly. That's why we have airplanes.
Yeah.
I
I
want-
remember when we started driving. Then I think it was Steph. She was like, I have to pee. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. We just left Miami. I haven't slept in hours.
have to pee.
So we were pulling off on the side of the highway,
Right.
like risking getting us hit by a car.
You couldn't wait
with
to
these
the-
girls popping a squat.
You couldn't just wait to get to the next.
No,
Wow.
no.
You're like, girl, get yourself
Yeah.
a bottle.
She's like, I've got
pee
a
in the bottle."
small bladder.
I'm gonna use that next time.
Yeah.
I got a small bladder.
And it sucks because when I was there, when we finally got to the Smoky Mountains, it was so cold I got sick. So I had this runny
Fuck.
nose. So I bought like a box of tissues, and I was sitting all the way in the back. And I remember just filling up the whole entire back seat with tissues
Oh
with
my
my
God.
snot.
I bet it's because you also didn't sleep for 24 hours.
Yeah,
That's
my
probably
immune
why you got
system was
sick.
shot. Yeah, it was shot
for sure.
for
That's
sure.
crazy though. That's.
I'll
I mean,
never
I
forget
don't
that
think I could have
shit.
done that. Go straight from work,
Straight
no
from work,
sleep,
no sleep,
drive
drive all the way to. Well, I didn't drive all the way, but
most of the way though.
I'm
6 hours.
yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and I didn't even have the proper clothes either. Like I brought jeans, and I didn't even have hiking shoes. I bought like these regular like leathered boots, like just for looks. And I remember this one trail, we had to cross this creek, and there was ice everywhere, and I just slipped
Slipping
and
all over the
fell.
place.
Yeah, got
So
soaked.
unprepared.
I know. Next day I got sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you live and you learn. I'm
Yeah.
sure we with
We all have
every
those.
adventure we become a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. Those are fun.
All right. Till next time. I'm sure we'll be doing a
Yes.
podcast about the Smoky
Smoky
Mountains.
Mountains. Yay.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Send us out with some tunes.
Okay. It's gonna be loud.
Don't put it too close then.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if I go down. There we
Ooh. That is so crazy. Who
wanna
figured that out?
go. You wanna try it?
Sure. Who the fuck figured this thing out?
There you go. You feel it, right? The vibration. Your
This
face.
is so crazy, dude. What the fuck? Why is it still going? Like, I have no idea how this is working, but this is tripping me out. This thing is like literally vibrating.
Yeah.
You can feel the frequencies going through it. What if you do it on the inside?
No, it's not
No,
the same.
it stopped it right away.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
What if you do it lower? So it's like you make
No,
the
it has
sound,
Yeah.
and then you have to rub it.
You don't have to make the sound. You can just start.
Oh wow, it gets really loud if I
Yeah.
go faster.
Yeah, it does. Like you can. Oh wow! Wait a minute. How
You
come
have
it's
to
not-
make a sound.
No way.
You gotta
I just
start
did
with
that
a
just to
sound.
do it. No, there it goes. It's picking up.
Whoa, that is such a strange sound. Like I can't really think of what in nature makes that sound. Namaste. Till next time.
I love this bowl.
Thank you guys for watching and listening.
See you guys again.
Peace out.